So a fourth My Hero Academia movie is inevitable at this point, and for this video I wanted to go over what I would like to see from a fourth My Hero Academia movie. To start things off, I know a lot of people might not like this, but I would love if this fourth movie was going to be canon alongside the source material, like how Two Heroes, Heroes Rising, and I believe World Heroes Mission were basically all canon to the My Hero Academia story. Now, the only problem I see with the whole canon thing is that given what season 6 is going to be about, that being the war arc, knowing how big the war arc is and what comes after it, there really is no real good spot for the movie to take place in around that season 6 time frame, unless you try to fit a Deku solo movie during the mini time skip that takes place after the war arc, which would honestly make for a pretty cool movie since it would be covering Deku's time when he left UA, and we would get to see more of what he was doing during that time frame he went solo that was kind of glossed over in the manga. Plus, we could get some awesome team up fights with Best Jeanist and Endeavor if the fourth movie were to take place during that time where Deku went rogue. But if the movie was a prequel movie, there wouldn't be that struggle to try and fit it in the timeline to make it make sense. And what I mean by a prequel movie is I don't mean take a Vigilantes arc and adapt it into a movie. Honestly, Vigilantes deserves its own anime, and I think adapting manga content into a movie is dumb, especially knowing that there is going to be a My Hero Academia spin-off anime that is currently in the works. So if they are going to just reuse that footage in the movie for an anime, at that point why not just give us brand new content, right? But going back to my point, I mean creating a completely new story featuring a pro hero from the manga that takes place in the past before the main My Hero Academia story. And I think some of you might know where I'm going to be heading with this, but there are really two heroes that comes to mind when it comes to this prequel type of movie. The first hero being All Might. This is the more safer route when it comes to a prequel movie because you know it's All Might, and seeing All Might going all out with nothing holding him back would just be so fun to watch on the big screen. And for this movie, I think it would be cool if we got to see what exactly happened during All Might and All For One's first fight, or even just more of All Might's time in the US. Give me that Bronze Age or Silver Age All Might. I think that would just be completely epic if we got to see more of his time over there. But if I'm going to be honest, I just see the All Might versus All For One first fight being handled more in the manga than in a movie. I think that's just something that should be saved for the manga. But a movie just focusing on All Might in his time in the US would be the ideal prequel All Might movie for me. Now for my second hero of choice, I think this hero would be perfect for this prequel setting, and that hero being the strongest woman in the world, Star in Stripe. Now this is the more out there choice due to the fact that she hasn't made an appearance in the anime yet, and I'm not quite sure if season 6 will cover her big entrance, which I don't think it will. So not a lot of My Hero Academia fans might not know who she is, and by, you know, a lot of My Hero Academia fans, I mean the anime side of fans. But what would make this prequel movie cool is that it would be sort of an awesome origin story for her on how she became America's #1 hero, and as we've learned in the manga, she was the little girl in the car that was saved by a young All Might in the US in the beginning of the Two Heroes movie. So the movie would still be connected in the grand scheme of things, and we will have more time with an awesome character that would also provide a hell of a lot more world building, since we will get to see how America is like from the perspective of Star and Stripe. I think a Star and Stripe solo prequel movie would honestly be a big thing for My Hero Academia, because as a franchise, I think My Hero Academia has reached the point where we can have solo characters like Star and Stripes getting their own solo movie or spin-off and having it do really well, sort of like how Marvel and DC does with their movies and characters. Plus, Star and Stripe is an overall pretty cool character, so just seeing her do more in an anime setting or in a movie would just be very, very cool to see. Now, besides a canon movie and a prequel movie, movie. Another idea that I would like to see for this fourth My Hero movie to be focused on is just the villains, and more specifically the League of Villains, since they are the main antagonists of the story. I think this movie could even fit in the mini time skip that takes place after the war arc. I'm not sure if Bones would be even willing to go this route, but if they do, I already know that this movie would be instant heat and also make a ton of money, especially since nowadays a lot of people have been really loving villains and anti-heroes. So just having a movie focused on villains, especially the League of Villains, and maybe them going up against a completely different villain that is very powerful and they just have to defeat him, so that way that person doesn't interrupt their plans of, you know, completely destroying hero society, I think would just make for an interesting movie to watch. Now, I know I said earlier that I would prefer that the fourth movie would remain canon like all of the others, but I honestly wouldn't mind if we just got a non-canon movie that was just a fun movie that provided extra My Hero Academia content for that year. And a cool non-canon movie that I think could work in the world of My Hero Academia and just be a ton of fun would be a little time travel or an alternate reality type of movie. Here, I think a time travel villain or an evil alternate reality version of Deku would be awesome to introduce in these kinds of movies. Plus, I think it would make a ton of sense for My Hero Academia to sort of introduce these kinds of ideas, just because My Hero Academia is basically an homage to superhero comic books in general, and what do we see a ton of in a lot of these superhero comic books is time travel and alternate reality, plot lines, right? So with My Hero Academia basically paying homage to comics from DC and Marvel, I don't think it's that far-fetched to say that we could potentially see a movie that would feature time travel or an alternate reality. Now, these are honestly everything I would like to see from a fourth My Hero Academia movie. I think the movies so far have done a great job on delivering things that fans would love to have seen in the manga that Horikoshi couldn't touch on in the manga, like how Two Heroes had some All Might flashbacks, plus All Might teaming up with Deku. Heroes Rising had Bakugo and Deku sharing the power of One for All to take down an All for One user, and World Heroes Mission had a plot surrounding the quirk singularity theory. So no matter what kind of plot Bones goes with for this fourth My Hero Academia movie, I'm sure it's going to be a banger and just a whole lot of fun. The only thing I ask is that the movie doesn't take priority over the anime, and that the anime's quality doesn't take a hit because of it. But that's all I really have to say when it comes to what I would like to see from a fourth My Hero Academia movie. Let me know in the comment section below some of the things you personally would like to see from the next My Hero Academia movie. And of course, you best believe that whenever we get an official announcement and just news in general about this fourth movie, that I will definitely be covering all of it. So if you don't want to miss out on any My Hero Academia content, be sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on, because I got some pretty cool and fun videos in the works that I know you don't want to miss. With that said, stay plus ultra. Detroit, smash that like button below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.